Clarence Clemons, I call the Big Man. Mokshigan is a spiritual name, which means liberation fire. When he blows his horn, he liberates our souls with that horn. The big man, the mighty man, huge, and the great, great, great sound of love coming out of him. And I've seen him blow in front of thousands and thousands of Bruce Springsteen, and all the way to the very back. They get that spirit. They get that joy. They get that thrill. So he had that power in him, and then that's why Bruce loved him and would lean on him and play with him and just like get the energy off Clarence, but Clarence had all that soul about him. And Clarence loved King Curtis. And for all those people who don't know who King Curtis is, listen to a song called Soul Serenade. That's what inspired Aretha Franklin. And in fact, that's why it was so beautiful playing with Clarence on Freeway of Love for Aretha, bringing that King Curtis energy to Freeway of Love. So Clarence Clemons is the big man with a big sound. He is now in heaven, but we miss him on a daily basis, and we talk to him on a daily basis. Clarence Clemons is known for being the big man in the E Street Band of Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, that band hailing from New Jersey, that is the big man. He was part of the original band with Bruce Springsteen to inspire Bruce. Huge in stature, huge of heart, there to give Bruce all the confidence to do his mission, which is really like kind of religious actually. Bruce is like a king of rock and roll, the spirit of rock and roll. And so is Clarence. They bring that true spirit, like a fire of rock and roll and the energy and the thrill that's in that music and that backbeat and that bass and that organ and then piano and the message in the lyrics. Clarence Clemons is the backbeat and the backbone of a lot of Bruce Springsteen's soul and inspiring all of us with his great horn. Clarence became a hot actor, playing the role of God in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, Porky's Revenge, The Blues Brothers, Nash Bridges with Don Johnson, like an recurring series with that show. And then making his own book. Most recently, they're airing it, but he shot it here at Tarpan Studios and in China. A movie, a Netflix movie, a documentary called Who Do You Think I Am? About going to China and hanging out in China where no one knew who he was, that he could just rest and walk around and take in this whole other culture. And the music he was making at Tarpan that was reflecting that journey to China. And he's just something else, man. He just got outside and lived his life. And I'm very happy to say I was the best man for his last wedding for Victoria Clemons, which was a beautiful affair in Tiburon, California, before he passed. Clarence was the kind of guy, when he wanted Corrado to play guitar on a record, he'd have a limousine show up at Corrado's house. Limousine, bring him over here to the studio. And in the limousine, we had everything Corrado might even want, or he thought Corrado might want, to get Corrado in the right mood. So he'd show up here, Corrado would play his heart out on the guitar. That's the kind of guy Clarence is. Very deep, loving, forethoughtful. What can I do to make someone feel the love, to give everything on the record? You think about Lady Gaga, On the Edge of Glory, the song that she put together with Clarence blowing that great sax solo. There again, she understood the power of having Clarence blow the sax on Edge of Glory. And he gives everything. He gives everything. Even if it's a light sound, like on the end of Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. He'll play it very light, but it's so beautiful. So I give him a lot of love. I give him a lot of love. And I feel him in my heart right now. Clarence, who we call Mokshigan, he was given that name from my guru, Sri Chinmoy. Mokshigan means liberation fire. He would go and see Guru all the time. When he realized how much he loved Guru and that Guru was igniting in him a fire that was keeping him happy and young and excited and conscious, you know what I mean? No more drinking and carrying on. It was more like prayer for life. Here he is now, before he goes on stage, Bruce Springsteen, meditating, praying, you know, on a daily basis, and going to see Guru for more prayer, for more meditation. And that was a beautiful thing in his life, which I think elongated his life. Because in his life, he was jumping on stages hardcore, breaking his knees, breaking his hips, breaking things, because rock and roll was so hardcore. But I think Guru elongated his life, brought some salvation of like, breathe deep, take it easy, you know, live long and enjoy the good life you have. And then he would say like his uncle passed away, who was his big inspiration in his life. He would go back and visit the uncle's family and connect with his family on a deeper basis. Clarence is something else, man. Clarence is something else. He's the real deal. I have a lot of friends, but he became one of the closest friends to me. For the cover of the album we did called I Want to Be Your Hero, he flew to Hawaii, to Maui, and went to the Haleakala crater, the very tip top of that crater, which is really high, to take his album cover up there. And it's a very mystical picture called I Want to Be Your Hero. He's wearing all red leather on the very tip of that mountain, Haleakala crater. I Want to Be Your Hero album that features the single, You're a Friend of Mine. And I'm very proud of that album. And I'm very proud of the album after that too, where we did a song with Ronnie Spector. She came and sang on the album, and we became best of friends.